On an island in the Mediterranean. Mysterious towering stone structures, built with massive boulders, were created by an incredible population. From their mysterious origins to the advanced engineering used to build them, this is the story of the incredible Shardana sea warriors. These structures are found on the island of Sardinia. Which is in the Mediterranean Sea, off the west coast of Italy. It is home to the Nuraghi, one of the most famous and mysterious landmarks on the island. The Nuraghi is a type of ancient stone structure that can be found all over Sardinia. They are thought to have been built between 1800 and 500 BC by the island's indigenous Nuragic inhabitants, although the dating is made difficult by a scarce amount of artifacts found near them. They were most certainly from the Bronze Age. There is speculation behind their purpose, including forts, religious sites, and even homes for Nuragic chieftains. These structures are unique and cannot be found anywhere else in the world. Because so little is known about them, they are considered one of the many important archaeological sites to be found in the Mediterranean. Even though many of these buildings are very old, they have stood the test of time and can still be seen today. They are scattered all over the island. Inside you'll find a complex network of passageways and chambers, which were probably used for storage, living quarters, and even defensive purposes. Each Nuraghi is different and has its own characteristics and history. Some of the Nuraghis are single tower structures, while others have multiple towers and even an entire village built around them. These incredible structures are made of granite and basalt, an indigenous rock found in abundance all around the island. Although it is yet unknown what tools these indigenous people used to shape these massive rocks, and why they decided to make the boulders round, which many speculate would have been very time-consuming. These boulders, some weighing over 10 tons, are stacked on top of each other, forming round tower-like structures. All these towers have single small entrances, making them formidable as defensive structures in case of attacking populations. The construction methods are mostly all the same throughout the island. They would consist of one main central tower, surrounded by smaller constructions. The main towers are cleverly made by stacking 2 layers of boulders, one on the outside and one on the inside, leaving spaces big enough to fit spiral staircases that lead to the top. Some of these Nuraghi towers could have been as high as 20 meters, 65 feet tall. The Nuraghi are an important part of Sardinia's cultural heritage. They offer a glimpse into the lives of the island's ancient inhabitants and the mysterious civilization that built them. The Nuraghi are not only a symbol of Sardinia, but also of the ancient Mediterranean culture. Many of them are still accessible, allowing visitors to see the ancient architecture and the way of life of the Nuragic people. The Barumini Nuraghi which is currently the only Sardinian archaeological site designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997, is one of the best known of the many hundreds of smaller nuraghe found all over the island. It is a huge complex structure with multiple towers and rooms. The main tower was supposedly built between 1500 and 1300 BC. The other 4 towers were built between 1300 and 1100 BC. These towers were placed strategically to point at the different cardinal points and were connected to each other by a wall. Then during the late Bronze Age, a village was built around the nuraghe, which is still visible today. Few written records were left by the enigmatic builders of these amazing structures. But numerous artifacts have been discovered during archaeological digs. The bronzetti sardi, or small bronze statues, are without a doubt the most remarkable of these discoveries. These lovely votive statuettes and models feature lifelike miniature warrior figures. These warriors are armed with a sword, bow and arrows, or a dagger. To protect themselves, they adorn round bucklers and 2-horned helmets. Along with statuettes, sea vessels have also been found. There are also statuettes of priests and farmers holding everyday tools. The ancient Egyptian texts, which referred to the inhabitants as Serdan, which is Egyptian hieroglyphic for sea population, or Sherdan, have provided us with a wealth of information about these people. This indicates that the locals were skilled sailors. The Sherdan stele, also known as Stele II, was found in Tanis, Egypt, and contains references to the Sherdan. This stele also depicts the sea population that came from the island in the Big Green as invincible warriors. So great, in fact, that before the Battle of Kadesh in 1275 BC, as many as 520 Sherdan warriors were assigned as Pharaoh Ramses II personal guard. This was the story of the incredible Shardana sea warriors, as well as the formidable builders of these incredible structures. I hope you liked the story surrounding these incredible Mediterranean sea civilizations from the past. These are History Drops. See you again soon. Goodbye.